Hey everybody, we are back with Raise the Past. In my opinion, the best combo deck that is in Standard right now. We are going to get started right away and jump right into some ranked matches with Raise the Past. The reason why I call it a combo deck, it does have the aristocrat style of play that is common in white-black, but Raise the Past itself feels like a one-card combo a lot of the time. It's this oops I win button where you are whittling them down, you are trading off, you are having your triggers drain them for life, and then all of a sudden, boom, you hit the critical mass of lands and you're playing Raise the Past. You get everything all over again, and it's really hard to lose from there. This game is going to be a turn 1 nesting bot. We're going to look to get starter engines right away, and once you have it going for Zahur, then everything that dies makes every non-token that dies makes a 2/2 zombie creature. So we'll jump into this game and see how it is. We will start with Concealed Courtyard so we can play nesting bot on turn 2 and then take it from there. Looks like we'll play Zahur on turn 2 and attack with Nesting Bot. Starter Engines only happens the one time, so you don't get any counters for it coming into the battlefield, but you will be for all the attacks. So we should have this really quickly. Okay. Enduring Innocence, really good with a lot of the cards in the deck, and we do need the ability. No, we do have a swamp, right? We'll attack for both. We'll play Innocence this turn. Assuming nothing happens, we will attack with everyone and look to get Zahur going. Assume my opponent will have something to say about that, but we do have a backup here should we need it. Okay. So I think we slam in with everything, see what our opponent does, how our opponent blocks. Either way, we should have starter engines going. Yep. It's the best for us because we do have that second Zahur. I guess we could have played Vondam ahead of time. That would have been better, but no problem. We will play it now. We want only once each turn. So we want to wait for this. So we want to do it this turn so we can get a 2/2 zombie token. So let's see what our opponent's going to do. Yep. Guess we'll put the counter, draw a card. A little bit of everything here. We can go, let's see. This is all the value is wrapped up already. You can Umber Collar. Do we attack with everything and then sacrifice the thing that... Like, he wants to sacrifice this. Okay, let's see what our opponent blocks look like. Yep. Okay, so we can sacrifice this creature. We will still get the card draw effect because it will come back as an enchantment, which is great. We will put Voice of Victory in the graveyard. Okay, we will grab Sephiroth. And Sephiroth will get rid of this 1/1. Ping your opponent. And end turn. So when Sir Vondam dies, then he can exile another target creature our opponent would have at the time. And if this is a board wipe, we will sacrifice for value. Actually, we would let these creatures die, get those 2/2s, and then we'll bring back everybody with Raise the Past. So, opponent's in a tough spot here. Yep. Yep. And this looks like it's going to be quite a big attack next turn. Voice of Victory can come in to trigger Innocence. It's not going to have haste, so it can't attack this turn, but we'll be doing quite a bit of damage here. It can actually come in, and Sephiroth can immediately sacrifice it. Okay, attack with everyone, and sack the new creature that had just come in. See how my opponent blocks. They have one big creature, a couple of small creatures. Yeah. They can do all of this. No need for anything. We can sacrifice the Sephiroth. Bloodwitch can go in the bin. Yep. And Sephiroth here. And that is enough triggers, right? This. Get rid of Infestation Sage. That makes 2 creatures. And then get rid of those creatures. Okay, a little long here. to get it completely done, but that was basically over after I went and attacked with everyone. Okay, we'll jump right into another game. So that was the deck in action without Raise the Past, right? We had Raise the Past in our hands the whole entire time. Now, clearly we wouldn't have been as aggressive sacrificing our creatures should we not have had Raise the Past in our hand, or know that it was somewhere in the deck ready to be had. So I'm not saying the deck works without it, but this is why I call it the best combo deck, right? I think that combo potential there is just unmatched. Start with a Gorehound to make sure that we have cards going into the graveyard. Okay. Attacks there. Looks like this is going to be a Voice of Victory. We can... yeah, we'll take the land. We can get in for Gorehound. That will get us the 4 lands for Raise the Past when this eventually happens. It's going to stop their attacks. We will dump the rest of our lands. And now I think we do attack with Voice of Victory here. We'll get 2 mobilized triggers. So 2 more things going into the graveyard. Unfortunately, only lands. I'll have to... yeah. Triggers there, and then 2 more triggers. Okay. 2 creatures in the graveyard for a Raise the Past. It looks like next turn will probably be 2 creatures being played, and then Raise the Past will be after that. Some good life gain by the opponent. Okay, we could Gorehound into the sack outlet, or we could play both sack outlets. So we can attack. We know that. Yeah, let's do it this way. Sephiroth. Not something that can be raised from the past. That certainly can. That can. Okay, we'll wait a turn here. Chart a course. Depending on what my opponent plays here, this might be a all swing. No blocks. Is that a second charter course? Yeah. Okay. So this will get this going. We could turn. So we could sacrifice 1 now and ping. Sacrifice 1 on their turn. Let's see if he'll let us get in there. My assumption is he won't. Yep. That's fine. Do we want the scry right now? Or their surveil? Yeah, I think we do. Caller is good. Okay. Rabbits with a lot of life. So these drains are going to be strained. And our opponent is going to mill half his library. Okay. We are going to sack the Gorehound here. Okay. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So who can we attack with? I guess we attack with everybody, right? Okay. We can sacrifice him, but why? Put everybody back on the battlefield. Only keep one of those. Let's see what kind of trigger we have. Everything going into the graveyard again. Let's see. We only stop for Raise the Past here. Otherwise, we can dump everything. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so we have unlimited number of sacks. We have 2 pings for each sack. And so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that will do it. 2 pings for each from Bloodwitch. We do have to, yeah. Okay. Opponent realized the math works out. And first game was Aristocrats without Raise the Past. Second game was Raise the Past combo in action. Let's jump into the third game and see what we got. It does take a little while to click through some of the surveil triggers with Gorehound, especially if you have multiples. But again, you can stop at any card that you want, so you're never forced to go farther than you really wanted to. We will go ahead and keep this. This is Gorehound number 1 all the time. It just makes everything else a little bit better. Ghost Vacuum is more difficult than we would like to admit, but they will eat it up. Okay. Let's see what the opponent is going to be playing. If it's just control, we will have some problem. Okay. He will make us discard one of the cards. Likely Enduring Innocence. We already have somebody who can sacrifice multiple times. But yeah, okay, makes sense. Okay, and we will go with Zealot and Infestation Sage. Opponent will vacuum, yep. Now do we want to surveil here? Yeah. I think we do. Deciding which one to use, the surveil or the +1/+1 counter. This will be okay. Opponent is going to have to do something here. He is facing lethal. Something like Bloodwitch would be really good here. Okay. Which creature? Okay, he goes vacuums one of them. I raise the past for the other one. 4, 5, 6. 6 damage, so it's not lethal. And I can't draw a card out of it because I only have the 4 mana. Yep, so he's going to go up the chain on artifacts. I wonder if I sacrifice Gorehound there because then I can get it back. Not 100% sure. Let's see. Max speed. This will be 2 counters. He's going to vacuum the outlet. This may be enough with that. He takes this. Yeah, this is going to be hard to get through. Yep. He goes and gets the snare. No. Maybe he didn't have the snare. Okay, if he didn't, I'm sure he does now. I'm sure he'll put that in there. Yeah. It's a great card against us. It's one of those cards that just make it really, really hard to win. Sometimes you do have the sacrifice outlets, and in response to the snare coming out, you can just go ahead and sacrifice everything and bring it back with Raise the Past. But again, that means that you have to have Raise the Past in your hand in order to do that, and you're also not attacking that same turn. Raise the Past doesn't give haste, so it is a tough card for us. It's the card we're least happy to see. This will be a keep. This will be a Nesting Bot on 1. Followed by this. Right now, this is only black mana, so okay, that's gonna stop the attack, but we can still play a sack outlet. We could play Vondam and start getting in there. Tough one here. Let's see. I think we start with the sack outlet. Gorehound, of course, gets in usually on turn 2 because it has Menace. So one creature isn't going to stop him. The Cauldron, okay. This is spell on a no blocks. Okay, so we're gonna go Zahur and Infestation Sage. Yeah, sacrifice 3 targets. So does he have another removal? Nope. Gonna make this bigger. So here we sack the Infestation Sage. We dump that. We sack the token. We sack Vondam. And see what he has. Obviously, Raise the Past would be an amazing draw. You can get rid of one thing in the graveyard. unfortunate number of lands right now. We are close, but no cigar here. We don't have a way to surveil. So we can... Do we want to trigger the nesting bot here? Yeah, I think we do. In case we get a Raise the Past, we want to have as many triggers as possible. No. I think we go all the way in, right? This is what we're here for. We are digging. He is going to attack for quite a lot. But Raise the Past, I believe it wins, right? Because we have at least 2 Bloodwitch. He could take the... If he knows better, he could take the... Yeah, that's not good. So now we don't win on Raise the Past, right? We have to have a way for them to die. Okay. Close. Yeah, close, but not quite there. Voice of Victory is not going to get it done. Okay. 6 life. I feel like we dug through a good number of cards. I believe it was 8 cards or something like that. We had a chance at the Rest in Peace. It just was not there. Let's jump into the next one. When you play these very like glass cannon-y decks, you can't get too upset if the card that you need, the perfect card that you need, isn't right on top and available when you need it. It is the luck of the draw. Now, you can certainly push that luck towards your favor, but ultimately you do have to understand that the top of the deck is not in your control. We'll go Infestation Sage. We will try to get these out in the most efficient use of our mana. Starting town, you want to get out by the 3rd turn. Okay. I was going to do this sack outlet, but with the starter engines, I like to get this one down and get 2 counters really quickly. Puts the pressure on the opponent. Okay. We do want to get as much pressure as we can before our opponent can find the Omniscience and some way to make sure that it's on the battlefield. Usually through survival, but I believe they have a few other ways of getting it out. Now, do I sacrifice in order to get the Surveil? I think I do, right? Don't need the land right now. Is this a counter? Yep. Okay. Going to take damage. 3 counters. Next turn, it's going to be a little bit more important to get the Zealot out, so we'll start with Bloodwitch. Yep. Yep, so we will go Zahur, Bloodwitch, sacrifice Linkbreaker, ditch a land. Okay, opponent's going to have a fast clock. And hopefully not too much more. Take 6. Yeah, 2 more things back in the hand. This is gonna hurt. Yep. Squeezing on mana. We have 1 this turn and 1 next turn. We are going to have the chump block, so we're going to have to find a raise the pass really quickly unless our opponent takes care of this. Yeah, okay. That is game, right? Yeah. The 6/7 in the air just put in a very quick clock. Especially the 2 of them together. You are not standing around for too many turns once the opponent pushes up that kind of pressure. Let's see what we have on the next. Okay. Bunch of nesting bots and Voice of Victory. Very low to the ground turn. Get this up, ready to go for next turn. Sure that we should be able to get in this coming turn for damage. And the following turn we should also with the more nesting bots. Although, here I think we voice and nesting bot. Let's see what our opponent has here. If it's just a removal spell, that is going to turn on Start Your Engines for the following turn. Okay, we need a little bit more action going on here. So right now, just nesting bots, not quite enough. Although nesting bots are going to get in there just fine against Kiora. So we play Enduring Innocence first, and then we attack with both nesting bots. The token will trigger the draw card. Vondam will also trigger Enduring Innocence, so that is good to know. Although we are starting to get to the point where the graveyard looks like we could bring it on back.
The housewarming party has arrived. Take a break, will
Okay.
ya?
It's an octopus. So we attack everything at Kato. He blocks something.
I'm definitely lost.
Do we go pop this right now? It's going to be so many little creatures. I'd like to get Vondam on the battlefield first, to be honest. Yeah, unfortunate the number of lands in this one. I'll have to watch from now on for blockers. Sephiroth can knock out one of these. Is that enough? Sephiroth knocks out Nesting Bot. Probably, right? So we attack with Nesting Bot first. And it'll draw a card. So this would be a second trigger. That's all it is though, right? It's a trigger and a drain. Okay. A removal spell then lets him destroy a creature. Another drain. I mean, a counterspell would not be great, but we're locked in. Here we're going to draw a card. Yeah. Okay. Tough one to navigate there. I think it was right to not play Raise the Past when it was just the nesting bots in the graveyard. I don't think that would have been enough value. I think you would have had enough chump blockers for a while, but I don't think we would have ended up really getting anywhere forward momentum if all we were doing was chump blocking. Let's see what we have here. This is not a particularly good hand. We don't mulligan it because we do have Raise the Past, but no one drop, no real like momentum to get out there and really push forward. So, not thrilled with this hand. We have 9 1-drops, right? No. We have 13 1-drops. So, the idea of hitting them is not outrageous. Okay. If we have the chance to take some damage here, we will just take some damage. Yep, the green aggro deck. Just straight Sephiroth. Next turn, so what we're trying to do is next turn play two 2-drops, and then the turn after be ready for Raise the Past. I think we just have to do this. Yep. So you can pay 1 exile card from the graveyard. We would like him off the board before we raise the past, but it may mean that he can only attack with this one. Then we attack. We block. Block, sacrifice this. This becomes a 3-2. This becomes a 4-3, a 4-4. I don't know if this is going to go wrong, but we will try this. What is this, a giant growth or something? No? That's a 4-4? Yeah. Yeah. But they trade, and I exile this. Right, and now there's 2 cards in the graveyard. I know it's not 100 cards in the graveyard, but there's 2 cards in the graveyard. And they're drawing off the top of their deck. Okay. Yep. Okay. Again, this game could have played out. This could have gone multiple turns, but we needed to get the exile from a card from the graveyard. That is by far the biggest threat against our deck. And if we had to sacrifice the entire board, if we had to wipe all the graveyards clean and just start with the cards in our hand, we were more than willing to do that. I think our opponent made a mistake there by going in and attacking, leaving that vulnerable. So we're going to take a look at this deck one more time. That was 6 games. That was 4 wins and 2 losses with Aristocrats. And let's take a look at it. There is a little bit of play in this deck with some of the numbers here. The specific number of these gold cards, I believe it's right that these cards together are 8, but I don't know exactly, you know, the the distribution here. Some people like 2 for Zahur. I seem to really like it when you finally get the max speed, and now you are insulated against board wipes. The max speed is not very difficult to get. Remember, Gorehound has Menace, and then Nesting Bot also starts the engines really quickly and can kind of get in there. They usually, aren't set up so fast. Voice of Victory just gives you some go-wide attackers, so you're usually able to get in for some damage. And then the pings for Bloodwitch also count for start your engine. So not very difficult to get your engine started. In this pack of 6 games in this video, Enduring Innocence looked really good. I did cut down to 1 of them. I did have 2 before. I did make the change to get a little bit slower. Number of lands, right? It did seem that we had more lands than we needed most of those games. It's not a lot of lands. It's 21. Maybe we could go down to 20 because of how many surveils we're getting, and we can kind of find the land when needed. But it just makes those 2 land openers just a little bit harder. I really would like to stay at 21, but a little bit more testing, and we'll have to see if there's something that we can do there. Well, I think this deck is amazing in Standard. Please let me know what you think in the comments below. If you like this content, I have plenty of playlists on Standard format content. I have mono red, I have mono green, the Tifa combo deck, which is really fun. I have a deck upgrade from the free starter deck to a mono white life gain deck, which is really good if you're newer on your journey and you're looking for kind of upgrade paths. So give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Comments below are really helpful so I can know exactly what kind of content you guys are looking for. The last thing, if you want to support my channel, in the comment below there is an Amazon web store. If you do buy Magic or any other product through that link, there's no cost to you, but it does give us a couple of percentages here that help support the channel while we are in this infancy of our growth. Well, that's all that I have today, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye, everyone.